Yes, hello everyone. Today is day today is day 20. Today is day 24. Okay, the web development course. So today we are going to cover something about. Today we're going to cover something about CSS variables. Okay, CSS variables. Okay. So this is what we're going to cover in today's class. Okay. So yesterday we had a brief class. It was about. Yesterday was day 23. Day 23 we covered something about pseudo classes, and elements. Okay, and elements. Okay. We looked at things, for example, these unique things. For example, the hoover. Looked at things, for example, these ones which have two columns. For example, the day after, day before, and after. Okay, looked at all these things in yesterday's class. Okay, so members, if you missed yesterday's class, you can go back and you watch it. Okay, so this is what we looked at, and even the other things we looked at in yesterday's class. So if you missed it, you can go and watch it. It's there in the playlist. You can go and watch day 23. Okay, so this is what you covered yesterday, but today we're going to look at CSS variables. Okay, so what are CSS variables? Imagine you are doing a website for a client. Imagine CSS variables here. CSS variables help us to store common items or common elements, common properties, in one place. Okay. So CSS variables help us to store common properties in one place. Just imagine, for example, your header is blue. Imagine your header is blue. Then then imagine like your hero section. I hope members you understand what I mean right now by hero section. We covered this in the previous videos. Is maybe also it has some elements in blue. Then we have, for example, your let me say your about section. Also has some elements. In blue. Okay. So your hero section has some elements in blue. Then also I can even put, for example, your services section. Your services section also has some elements in blue. I can even put it here. I say your service section, product section has some elements. In blue. Now you're using blue everywhere. Blue everywhere. Even your footer. Has some elements in blue, and it looks to be as if your client, it looks to be like as if your client looks to be as if your client or your customer, client or the person who hired you, is a fan, is a favorite, of the blue color. Okay, you see this, it looks to be like as if your client or the person who hired you is a favorite of a part of this color here, is a favorite of the blue color. You see it here. So what can happen if, for example, it decides to change? Now, if your client or your customer who hired you is a favorite of this color here, is a person, he likes so much of the blue. So he told you that you make for me blue. You put blue in the header, you put blue in the hero section, you put blue in the about section, you put blue in the service stocks for the product section, you put blue in the footer section. So everywhere you're using blue all over, you're putting blue. And the blue is, you are seeing that this one is a common color. It is being repeated on and on and on. It is being repeated. Then, for example, you find yourself in a certain situation. Whereby it may be you said, I'm going to use that blue as what? As a common color. So this blue here, you're using it everywhere. And also there's a certain particular background that you're using. This one is blue. Yeah, as in these ones here, they are just, this is just a text color. Text color is blue. As you see here, text color, you're using it as blue. And also, I will tell you that you're using text color as blue, but now you're using, for example, like I can come here and I say, for example, the background color, you're using, for example, like let me say like that green. Let me say you're using green. Everywhere you're using green. Somewhere you're using green, and these are the most colors you are using. And for example, now you use, for example, like now font size. Now I'm giving, like, for example, font size. Font size. And you're using, for example, a certain particular font size. For example, let me say you're using so much of 16 rem in the browser. 16 rem is a very common size you're using everywhere in the browser. So what is going to happen if you come and you meet with this client here? You have a meeting with this client. So members, you see, so you have, for example, you have items which are repeated continuously. They are repeated. They are repeated on and on and on. They are repeated. I can even maybe make it in capital letters. They are repeated. So what is going to happen if you meet with this client tomorrow and says, I don't like now the blue. I want you to change this blue color here, and you put, for example, I want you to use the theme of orange. I want you now to change from, adjust from blue to orange, and tells you something like this. What is going to happen? It tells you something like this. It tells you this thing here. It tells it to you when you're in the meeting that I want you now to change this. I want you now to adjust from blue to orange. Let me tell you, you will find yourself that you would have used this blue here, and changing this side everywhere. If the website is big, if the website is big, if the website is big, if the website is very big, you will suffer. You will suffer. You see these members? Eh? If the website is very big and used, for example, this method, you put blue, hey, section put blue, and even other small sections you put blue. I says, I change from blue now to orange. You switch from blue to orange. This is the turning point of Safari. Members, you see this? This will be very bad on your side, okay? Okay, so before you can go deep, I would like to hit about what we're going to cover tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be day 25. Tomorrow is going to be day 25. 25. We are going to cover something about, we're going to cover something about, we're going to cover something about day 25. We are going to cover something about, if I look here in my outline, we're going to cover something about HTML forms, okay? We're going to cover something about HTML forms. And members, we are almost winding down CSS. We are almost winding down CSS, okay? We are almost winding down CSS as time is almost, we have moved a long journey and we are almost winding up CSS, okay? So tomorrow we are going to look at HTML forms. Note this very well, eh? Note this very well, okay? Okay. So tomorrow we are going to look at HTML forms. Members, you'll be knowing that very well, okay? Okay. So don't miss tomorrow's class, eh? And members, if you have not yet subscribed, you can please hit the subscribe button there, the notification icon, so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos when they come. They are readily available to you, okay? Okay. So, what is going to happen? Eh? If I can continue back down here, let me use this one to move down. What is going to happen is going to be very, it's going to be very canny, okay? Okay, so if I can bring for you this thing here in layman's language, you will suffer because you'll have to change multiple sections. Eh? You'll have to change. Eh? You'll have to change. You'll have to change. Eh? Multiple sections. Stroke divs. Eh? From the blue color to orange. Okay? Okay. So imagine he has told you now change this one from now to the color to orange. Then he comes back tomorrow and tells you that, hey, that orange you have put is not even looking nice. The orange you put, eh? The orange that you put, is not looking nice. It's not looking nice. What are you going to do? I tell you now, instead of orange, now turn that one to green. Eh? You just see that this person is just kidding you really. Eh? He first told you that you change from blue. He told you that change from blue, eh? From blue, eh? To told you change from blue to orange, eh? Told you change from blue to what? To orange, eh? To orange, okay? Now after him telling you change from blue to orange, now he has told you now change from orange to now to green, eh? And you have to go everywhere, looking for where there is blue, and the website is big, eh? And you change everywhere to green, eh? So guys, this is really hectic, eh? This is really hectic, eh? Yeah, and at the end of the day, you'll be overwhelmed, but it will be an overwhelm on your side. But for him, it will not be an overwhelm on his side because for him, he's not giving you the job, do for him the website, okay? Okay. So what is going to happen here? Why did we bring in variables? Because instead of you putting everywhere there is everywhere you're putting blue, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere you are putting, you put blue, you put blue, instead, 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 you put blue, you put blue in one place, and use it everywhere, and use it everywhere. Okay. So instead of you putting blue everywhere in everywhere, so when you put blue in one place, when you put blue in one place, when the color just change, switch to orange, you just switch in that one place, and everywhere it changes to what? To that color you're putting. Okay. When the color tells you change now from orange to, when the color tells you change from blue to orange, just come in this one place here. You just come in this one place here, and then you tap here, that one place, and then you switch to orange, and everywhere where there is blue changes to what? To orange. Okay. Then if the color tells you change now from orange to what? To green. That still that same one place is available there. You just tap on that same place, and you change that one to orange, and everywhere changes to what? To green. Okay? Members, you understand this very well? Members, you understand this very well? Okay. So now we are moving. Okay? Okay. So I hope you're writing down some notes somewhere. So how do you use variables? Yeah. So the question would be, how do we use variables? Yeah. Because variables, now you are curious to know how do we use variables. Okay. In our CSS here, yeah, in our CSS, we shall do something like this. Dot root. Yeah. We shall do something like this. Yeah. In our CSS after the browser reset, we shall have something like this, root. Okay, we shall have something like this, root. Okay. So this thing here of the root is where we are going to put the root here. You're seeing here, the root here is this common place. The common place I've been talking about is what we call the root. The common place I've been talking about is what they call the root. Okay, so what do you call the root? That is the common place that I've been talking about. That they call the root. Okay. So this root here is the common place that I have been talking about. Okay. So you put all these colors in the root, and you can even name them anything that you want, And when you're naming those colors or those things, you can name them anything. But that anything that you are naming them, you can even name them. You can even name them anything you want. Anything you want. Okay? You can even name them anything that you want. Okay? So what you can even but caution is that you start with two. Don't select. You start with two. You start with two such as like this, You start with two dashes. Okay? Always, when you're naming them anything that you want, you start with the two dashes like this. And maybe I say NNM. Okay? This is the way you put it. Okay? So members, are you seeing something like this? Are you seeing something like this? First and foremost, it's like this. I'm even break down the steps for you and you really see. First and foremost, that place is what we call the root. Okay, is the root. Inside the root, you can name anything, any name you want, any name, any name, any name you want. Any name you want. And this any name you want, caution is that you start with 2 dashes. Then you can be any name. Okay? It can be any name. Okay? Okay. And then when you are calling this name here, for example, let me say that you are calling this name down there in any property, you'll always start with something called var. You'll always start with something called var. This one means that it's like a variable. It's like a variable, okay? Then you just say, you start with that var, means that it's a variable. Then you just call that name you put. Let me say any name. I call that one any name. As simple as that, okay? As simple as that. Remember, are you seeing this? Very, 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 very simple. As simple as that, okay? So if I called my background color any name, I'll just come on that section and I say any name. As simple as that. So the syntax is going to be like this. The syntax is going to be like this. You see, for example, you see for example something which looks like this. You see for example something like this. Main color, main color, main color, main color. And I say here for example blue. Okay? Are you seeing this? Main color is for example blue. For example, I come here down here and I say this is the common padding. Common padding. Common padding. If I'm setting padding to be variable, and I say for example common padding is 2 pixels. Okay? Okay. And I come here down here and I say font size, the common font size. Common font size. Okay? Common font size. And I can call it, for example, maybe the common font size is 16 pixels. 16 pixels. Okay? Okay. So how is it going to be now? When I have here, for example, my dot box here down here. When I have, for example, my dot box. When I have, for example, my dot box and it is here, how is it going to be? I'll show you. With the interest of space, let me take this a little bit up. Okay. So when I have my dot box, how is it going to be? Remember, I hope you're writing this down. I hope you're writing this down. Okay. So how is my dot box going to be? My dot box is going to be like this. When I am naming, I'll come here. For example, my dot box, and I open here, and I open here very well. Remember, you understand this? This is what is in CSS. Okay. And I come here and say, for example, when I say color, I'll just come here like this. Instead of me saying blue, the same way I've been doing there, I just say here var, mean a variable. Then I open here, and I just say main color. Okay? Then I just say main color. Okay? Okay. So this is how it is. Okay? Okay. So when I'm giving, for example, padding, when I'm giving, for example, padding, I'll just come here and say padding. Padding. And I say, for example, here, var. You can mean that this one is a variable, okay? Okay. And I just say here, those two, and I say common padding. As simple as that. Common padding. You see this? You see these members? Members, are you seeing this? Eh? So I do this everywhere. Even if when I come here and I say, for example, font size, I'm now giving font size here. Font size, okay? Okay. Font size. Okay? Okay. In here, instead of me saying like maybe 16 pixels or 15 pixels, I just come here and use this same one which is here. Yeah? And I say that which is common. I can come here and say font size is so remember when I do this one to things which are common. That's which are not common, you can do them to the box alone. But once you are very common and very sensitive, we do them like this. Then you say here common font size. Common font size. Okay? Okay. So members, if each and everything that you have done is like this in this format here, eh? Then for example, the client tells you, now I want you to change from blue to orange. You just come and change in only one place like this. Eh? I just come and change in only one place like this, from blue, and I say orange, the color. And everything which is down here, which has this main color down here, even if there are 1000 elements which have that main color, everything will change to what? To orange. You see this, guys? Wow. Wow. Instead of us having orange in almost like in almost like 90 elements. 90 elements. You have the body, you have the divs, you have the sections, you have everything that everything that you put. 90 elements. You have almost those elements and properties down there. And then you say, now we are now changing from blue to orange. And then you go back and you sweat. And you keep changing blue, then you go blue. You say, here, I forgot to put blue, then blue. You just change in only one place here. And as I think this, and everything will change. Wow. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, okay? Okay. So, changing only one place that changes everything. Even if you want to change the padding in all areas, you just come and change here. Yeah? Just come and change here. Then you say maybe padding output 4 pixels. And everywhere will change. Okay? Okay? Wow, guys, this is really nice. This is really nice. Okay? Okay. So I hope we can do some example before we close of the day. Okay? Okay. So members, this is really nice. Okay? Really nice. It's a very powerful effect. Okay? Okay. So we are going to do an example before you close off and you see. And you see. So we are going to come now we are going to come and we see here. For example, in our lessons here, in our lessons, today is day 24. Okay? Okay. Guys, please don't miss tomorrow's class, eh? Don't miss tomorrow's class. Tomorrow is going to be day 25 and we're going to cover forms, okay? Okay. So I come here very well and say this is day 25. Okay? Today is day 25. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to come here in my lessons, and where my lessons is here. Then I come here and say, instead of new folder, I'm going to say this one as day 25. And it's really when we have done something and you have really understood, okay? Okay. I come here and I say day 25. Okay? Day 25, okay? Okay. So this day 25 you are seeing here, I come here and say open with code, okay? Open with code. Open with code, okay? Okay, 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 okay. We are going to see. We are going to see very well, okay? So we are going to see it here. So I come here very well and say, for example, here, let me say index dot html. Okay. Then I come here and say style dot css. Okay, it's there. So we are waiting. They are coming. Okay. So as you can see here, index and style, they are there. Okay. So I come here like this. I put this element here. Element abbreviation, it's there. I come here. I do browser reset. You know very well we start with browser reset as a must. Okay. I have here margin. I have here margin 0, padding 0, box size, border box. Okay. Box size, border box. Okay. So what are you going to do here? So you want to come here and we link this the HTML with the CSS. Okay. Link with the CSS. So but I've done this over and over again. So now here I'm going to come here and we put, for example, like 3 sections. Okay. I say here section 1. I put here section also. Section, and I also come here and put also section also. I even put like 4 sections. Okay. I can even put like, maybe let me just put like 3. Okay. Like 3 sections. Okay. And I come here and say, for example, class, and I say here section 1. Okay. And I come here and I say, for example, class, and I say section 2. Okay. And I come here and say class, and I say section 3. Okay. So I come here and say section 1, section 2, section 3. I come here and say dot section 1. Okay? Dot section 1. Remember, I want you to mark this. We are going to use so much of the variables, and I want you to see very well and not get confused. Okay? So it's like that, Dot section 1, I come here very well. I say, for example, width. I say 100%. I come here very well. I say height 100 VH. Okay. So background color, I may say maybe orange red. Okay. So I come here very well and then say section 2 now. Section 2. I come here very well and say dot section 2. Okay. So I come here and say width. Also that one is the same 100%. I come here, for example, I say height, I say 100 VH. I come here, background color, I come here, for example, I say green. Okay. And I come here, for example, to section 3, and I put it either section 3, and I come here and say width, I say here 100%. Come here, height, I come here and say 100 VH. Then I come here and say background color, I can maybe give here, let me say like pink. Okay. So I want us to see how these things look in the browser very well, and we see. So when I come here and say go live, and I see how it looks like. Remember, it looks like this. This is the first section, the second section, the third section. Okay. So I want to first test this with background color and we see. Even if I had even the fourth section, let me say now I had even the fourth section. I can even put it here. Section. I say here class. I say here section 4. Section 4. Okay. Okay. Section 4. Okay. Okay. So they come here very well and say dot section 4. Okay. So the section 4, I give here for example width. I say 100%. Then I come here and say height. I give here 100 VH. Okay. Okay. Then I come here and say background color. Purple. Purple. Okay. So guys, let us first test with these sections that we see. Is the first one here, see the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to come here and give, for example, a simple text. A simple text in each and all of them. Okay. Okay. So let me come here. I give a simple text in all of them. Let me just say that. I'm going to put here, for example, section 1. The word section 1. The p tag is here, and I say here, just section, or maybe say, let me just say like heading 1. Heading 1. Yeah, just say section 1. Okay. I want us to first test how this works. Okay. And I come here and say, for example, heading 2, heading 1 here still. I say here section. I say here section. No, first go back. I say here section 2. Okay. And I come here, for example, here, and I say, for example, heading 1. I come here and say section 3. Okay. And section 3. Okay. Okay. And I come here, for example, on section 4. I say here heading 1. I say here section 4. Okay. Section 4. Okay. And that's to see how powerful this is. Okay. Okay. So imagine I'm designing a website and all of them they have these headings here. You see these headings here. And I come here and I say for example, I say for example, this one heading 1 like that. Then I come here very well and say, I want to first see them how they look in the browser. They are like that. Okay, they are like this. Okay. They are like this. And now I'm giving an example. All these things we are doing right now, we are going to handle them in the final project on the last day. On the last day, we are going to face all this together and combine it together and build a very well combined website, which has all these features combined together. Okay. Okay. So I come here and say, for example, color. I give here, for example, blue. I want the color to be blue, and you see how it looks like. Blue is there. You see this? You see this? Okay. So I can even come here and give the same blue color. I mean, say my color, my common color here is blue. It is what? Blue. My common color is what? Blue. Okay. Okay. My common color is what? Blue. Okay. Okay. So you can see that here blue. Even here blue, even there section 3 blue, even here section 4 blue. You see that? You see that? I can even put it in the set and you see it. Come here very well and say display, flex, align item center, justify quoted, center. Okay? Okay. So I can even just come and copy all this because this one I'm going to put it everywhere. I come and put it there. I come and put it here. I come and put it also on section 1 here. Okay? Okay, guys, okay? Okay, so it's like this. So my common color here is blue. My common color is blue. Blue, 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 blue. You see this? So instead of me doing it like this, I said no. Imagine I have, for example, like 20 sections. I have like 20 sections down there. What am I going to do? Then at the end of the day, I come and say, blue, change this one to blue. Imagine I come and the guy tells me change this one from blue to maybe to yellow. I come here, I change here yellow. I come here also, I change here yellow. I come here down here, I change here yellow. I see. I come here down here, I change here yellow. I come here down, I come here down here, section 4, I change here yellow. Up to the 20 sections which are down there. Then after some time it comes and says, I change from yellow to pink. Members, this that they will be suffering so much. I will have to come and change all of these, all of these, all of these, to pink. Guys, this is not really good. This is not really good. Okay. So imagine that here I am putting, for example, this section 1. Okay. And I have here, for example, font size. I can maybe say font size. And I increase the font size to maybe let me see if 20 rem is good. Let me see. Just see. No. Let me see if maybe 7 rem is good for us here. Just testing all this. Okay, it's too big. Let me say 5 rem, and we see how it looks like. Okay, let's go with this. Okay. So members, I'm just giving all this that I'm giving is examples, which shall do our final project at the end of the days, and you will see when you'll be using these things everywhere, and you will see that these things are very important. Okay. So I've changed all of this to 5 rem, section 3 and section 4, 5 rem. Okay, guys, you see this? Okay, so then the client tells you, we have, for example, we have a saga whereby it tells you that I want you now, you have, for example, I'm giving you an example, you have, for example, 20 sections down there, or 20 to 15. Give you an example, 15 sections. Then it tells you, this one here, change this one here. This one's not going to be blue, it's going to be yellow. Then you come, then you change everywhere, change where there is blue. I don't want even the blue, change all the blue to yellow. You can't suffer. Change all this blue here to yellow. Then you come here, you change blue, yellow. You come here, blue, yellow. You come here, blue, yellow. The color. You come here, blue, yellow. Now the 20 of them, all of them, you are changing it to yellow. Then after some time it comes and says, no, the yellow is not very good. I want you to change it to maybe dark blue. You can suffer. So, to solve all that, and even the font size tells you that this font size is too big, reduce it a little bit. Then you go changing from 5 rem to maybe 2 rem, 5 rem to maybe 2 rem. This is all suffering. So what we normally do is we get a unique place where we put all our variables together. So I come here and say, for example, something like this, dot root. Okay? Dot root. Okay? Dot root. And I come here very well and say, it will be like this. It will be like this. Okay? It's like this, members. It's like that. Not double with the single, with the single root, Right. So it will be like, for example, like this. Then I come here and say maybe main color. I'm tired of suffering there. Okay? I say here main color. I say, for example, my main color is blue. Okay? Okay? Guys, this is wow. This is nice. Remember, are you seeing this? This is the main place now that I have set that everything. Okay? The main place that I have done what? I have set that everything. Wow, guys. Wow, wow, wow. Eh? Wow. Okay? But my main color is blue. Start with these two dashes. Okay? Okay. So, when I come here, instead of putting blue here, I come here and I say var. Var. Like this, meaning variable. And I put here main color. Are you understanding, members? Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Are you understanding? I come here and say var, main color. Okay? I come here, I say var, meaning variable. var, main color. Then I come here and say var, main color. var, main color. Okay? Wow, guys, this is really nice. This is really nice. So even if I come here, they will still remain the same. Okay? Now the client, the stubborn client tells you, the stubborn customer tells you, I don't want this to be blue. I want this to be yellow. Change it to yellow very fast. Change it to yellow. You say, okay, okay. You want it to be yellow. Okay. Just change here. Yellow. As simple as that. Everywhere changes. Everywhere changes. Everywhere changes. You see this, guys? Everywhere changes. Are you seeing these members? Are you seeing these members very well? Are you seeing these members very well? Now you have 20 sections and you are struggling. Blue, yellow, yellow. You go there. Section 1, yellow. Section 2, yellow. Section 3, yellow. Then you go. Section 4, yellow. Why would you end that suffering? Why would you end that suffering? Eh? So members, when will you end that suffering? When will you end that suffering? You keep changing everywhere. Yellow, you change, you change. Then now the font size. Instead of us putting font size 5 rem, I come here and put inside the same place. I come here and say common font size. As simple as this, all common font size. Common font size, okay? And I come here like this, I say 5 rem. 5 rem like that, okay? Common font size, okay? Then I come here, I say, instead of this common font size here, 5 rem, I come here, I say var, common font size, okay? var, common font size, var, common font size, okay? I come here, I say here var, common font size, okay? I come here var, common font size. Wow, guys, this is really nice. This is really sweet, okay? It still remains the same there. It says this size is too big. Can you please reduce this size to maybe a small one? Then you go and change everywhere. 5 from 5 rem to maybe 3 rem, 5 rem to maybe 3 rem. No, just come and you just change here, up here, and you come and say this one here maybe 3 rem. Okay? Okay. Wow. Everywhere just changes automatically to that one. Guys, do you really like this? You can hit the like button. You can hit the like button. You can share. You can hit the subscribe button. Okay? Okay. So guys, this is really nice. This is really nice. If it says that change from yellow to maybe to red, people are very weird. But you have nothing to do for them. I know red is not a very nice color. Yeah. Maybe from from maybe like red maybe to white. Yeah. You see, you are just changing in only one place, and everything is changing. Wow, 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 wow. So members, this has really been great. We are going to use a lot of these things here in our project and end project. Okay? So I want you to mark them very well. Can you even take a minute, then you maybe write this down. Maybe write this down, how we have done this. You will find that everywhere we are using variables. We shall be using variables everywhere. So members, I don't want you to be confused in our final project. Okay? Shall be using everything that we have studied in our projects. Okay? Okay. So members, going to know that very well. Okay? Okay. So it has really been a very nice lesson. I hope you don't miss the next one that is coming. Okay? I hope you don't miss the next one that is coming. We are going to look at HTML forms. Okay? We are going to look at HTML forms and even sending data. This HTML forms we are going to look at. We are going to look at how to send from email from our website to an email. An email. Okay? Right from our website to an email. Using these HTML forms, all what I can call as the contact forms. This one here. Okay? So members, I hope you don't miss. This lesson. Okay? Okay. So I hope to see you in the next class or the next video. Okay? Okay. Day 25. Okay? It has really been great. You can share this to your friends. You can also do this project. Okay? Okay. See you in the next video. Bye.